You're gonna actually see my face a second time.
Yeah, there you go. So, it's time for us to get back at the bees. I haven't been in there for a few weeks. We'll see what happened. That zombie hive that I talked about last time actually had a queen, and they were kind of creeping along very slowly. We'll see if they're still going. It's warm enough now that might stick a frame of brood in there if we have a lot of brood sitting in another hive and beef them up a bit. We reversed the supers on most of these hives, so we'll probably have to dig pretty deep to find brood. It's probably still at the bottom, but the hope is the queen will move up. Well, let's get going. Well, we'll see how our zombie hive is doing. I should stop calling them a zombie hive. They had a queen in there, so.
It's not a zombie. It's just a little hive.
Yeah. There's a few bees in there. Well, there's the pollen patty. There's the bees.
That's where the bees are all hanging out, so that's not a bad thing.
They somehow made it through the winter, which is really incredible. They seem to have consumed the honey that was in here. Let's see if there's any honey down here. We can move closer. Some honey on this frame here.
Like I said, over here there's a lot of dead, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, the thing is they come into the spring, and the workforce really is still the leftover winter bees from the winter until they hatch some brood cycles. So they're going to be dying off pretty fast. So,
oh, there
is brood.
There is brood. The next frame has it too.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Get one of the double-sided broods and put it in between these two.
It's warm enough now that it's an incredibly small amount of brood. Let's see exactly what we have honey-wise, because I'm gonna move these guys over.
Here's some honey on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna move
on both sides
closer to the brood nest here.
Okay, slide this in.
Actually, I'm going to take this totally out for now.
Okay.
And move this one that has some chunky honey on it.
Well, we'll
put that one on the other side, but this one has a nice slab of honey.
Oh, okay. Well, this one's got two good sides. Here's the side that has the most.
Now let's put that against here.
Okay.
And still have a little honey here.
As the bees are all down there. Who told you that we wanted to have the furniture rearranged?
Yeah, really. So,
yeah, this one's got dead on the end.
Dead on the end. They'll clean the house. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave a couple of frames out, and we might put a frame of brood and a frame of honey in there just to kickstart this hive if possible. I had a hive like this the other year, and we changed the location of it with a strong hive, giving them their workforce, and they all of a sudden just, kicked. They were doing very well. So that's a possibility, but right now let's just give them a frame of brood if we have a hive that's overloaded. So for now, I'm just going to...
That's what I said. I think 6 was overloaded.
Yeah.
Because that one had like 6 out of the 10
put that on here. Yeah, one of them was, one of them was really loaded up, so I'm just going to loosely put this together, and we'll come back to this hive and straighten them out. But we might as well go right to 6 and see if that's a possibility.
Okay.
Now this is the deep that had nothing in it.
Right.
We moved the other one down. We'll just see out of curiosity whether they've
moved up
at all.
Well, it looks like in this area there's a lot of bees. So
yeah. So okay, that's good. Well, they're putting nectar and pollen in there. Okay. Bridge comb. I believe bridge comb can actually serve a purpose between supers, and that is, it seems the bees are a lot more active. Prefer the idea of like walking across wax as compared to walking across the void. So sometimes the bridge comb encourages them to go upstairs. So I don't think we have any brood up here yet. So
She's hanging out down below still.
Yeah, it's pretty much empty, but they're starting to move things in here. I can feel some weight on this one. They're starting to move some early nectar, so I'm just going to put this frame back in,
Okay.
and then we'll go downstairs and see what we have down there. Yeah,
Small amount.
Yeah. Look at the pollen.
Wow.
Wow.
They've been going crazy with the pollen.
Move the smoker.
Okay.
Just hold on to this.
Yeah.
That's the best thing to do. Okay, so this is a frame that has a lot of brood. I'm going to move this over to the other one. We may need some smoke right about now.
Okay. Okay, you want to put this one back in?
Well, hold on for a second. How far
Right.
have we explored in here?
We haven't gone much further yet.
Okay. We're going to make sure that these girls don't have swarming on the vine.
Is the holder for the frames? Oh wow, look at that. On the bottom. Nothing.
Yeah.
No queen cups though.
No queen cups.
That's a good thing. More brood.
Yeah, they certainly are
And
doing brood. No, it's just burr. Last year we had an early spring, and I had a swarm as of this date.
wait, hold on. Flip back. Right here.
Yeah,
Queen cups.
I don't see anything
Nothing in them yet.
in them.
1, 2, 3 of them.
Let's subtract that idea from their agenda. This hive, I vote most likely to issue a swarm if we miss a queen. Queen cup. I mean, they're just
Yeah.
they're way ahead of the other ones. Okay, we're moving out of brood and back into pollen, so we're good. Okay, so then I'd say that one has a teeny bit of brood on it.
Okay.
So let's put that right in here. We just get a little room going.
Come on, girls. Off the ends.
Now, this is number 5 now we're going into, and this was not as strong a colony. I don't think we have anything upstairs other than bees running up for the sugar. So I'm going to take this guy right off. Let me get the bricks and wax out of the middle here. I got to start collecting the bird comb. We'll have a wax melt down at some point. And get some fresh wax to put on some of these hives.
Okay, that's broken loose.
Okay. And
A lot of bridge comb between the.
that in itself isn't bad. As I say, they use that to come up through it. To jump from super to super. Bridge comb's no good in the honey supers because it gets in the way. They fill it full of honey. But between the brood chambers, you're actually, it's more conducive for the queen to walk between the two. They don't like to walk when there's a gap. Brood. With brood. Okay, they're doing good. They're building back. That's nice. Little drone around the edge because they know the season that's coming up is going to require drones flying around.
Not the easiest thing to do.
No, not with gloves on. So one of the things I want to put sugar on that colony over there because this is actually the time. Yeah, so we'll just spin that guy over to here. This is actually the time that they really can starve. The reason being is they still have just winter bees foraging, not that many bees, and they're raising a ton of brood, and literally what they can bring in, doesn't equal what's being consumed. So most people will go, well, the flowers are in bloom, they're in good shape now. No.
It takes a while before it builds up.
Yeah, as long as they're eating that sugar, as long as they're consuming that sugar, add more. If they stop consuming the sugar, then they're happy. They'll do okay. So what I want to see though is that we still have a queen, and we're still seeing bees being. Well, that's got pollen, but I do see on the next frame.
I see brood.
Yeah, I see brood. So let's take a quick look at this frame here. Oops.
Excuse me.
Yeah, okay.
Next frame
And
too
more
has,
brood.
Yeah, the next frame is too.
Okay. So a colony may enter winter with, say, 30,000 bees and exit in the spring with 1 to 3,000 bees. I mean, they do die off during the winter, so the buildup is necessary. But the buildup also uses up a ton of resources. So you just want to keep them overloaded with resources until you're absolutely sure they don't need them. The flow is on. They're bringing in and they're putting stuff in supers as compared to eating. Give them a little smoke so that I can lay this down. Right there.
It moseys around.
Yeah. I just always prefer no bees when I'm putting the patty down. All right, so button this guy back up.
All right.
And we'll move right on to the next hive. This one right next door, none. Note the sugar, or lack thereof. You know, so we'll be
Adding a little bit to
adding
it.
to it. Yeah. So let's take that frame over. Now this again, we swapped last week. I'm seeing a ton of bees up here, so I'm going to see if the queen moved up or whether they're just coming up to get sugar. I'm really just interested to see if, you know, Queenie has come upstairs or whether she's still downstairs.
Okay, that's
Suspicious. I don't think so, but that might be left over from last season because the wax is pretty hard. But
Okay.
they are storing stuff up here, but it does not appear that she has moved up yet. Guy over here. All right. I have a feeling if we find brood, it's going to be here. If I find it before then, I'll be very happy. Pollen. Pollen stores are so important. If you see the pollen coming in, then you can be pretty sure that they're got brood on their mind.
brood.
There's brood. Okay. Brood mixed with pollen. That's good.
I mean, you don't have to walk as far.
Right. And now more and
Oh,
larva
look at
and
all the
eggs.
larva.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So these girls are doing pretty good. So I'll put this guy back together, and I'm going to move over to number 1, which is going to need the reversal, I believe.
Okay.
So this is one hive that we did not reverse last time. So I'll have to reverse the medium and the deep. All the deeps on the top. Once the queen has moved up and starting to lay in them, you know, then we can flip them back down to their normal position, which is to have the deep on the bottom and the medium on top. These ones still have some sugar, but they're definitely eating the sugar.
Okay.
So, still honey. Brood. More brood. Okay. We have an active queen. Brood. And another queen cup.
I'm glad we're not production level type beekeepers.
I wouldn't want to be, you know, in all honesty.
That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. You know, back in the 1960s, 1970s, you know, it was the type of thing we all thought about, like, you know, hey, why don't we, you know, but, you know, it just is indeed a whole different animal. I mean, we raise enough honey here that, you know, you have the honey for sale sign out front, and people drop by and buy honey. But, you know, that's it. I'm not going to get into the whole wholesaling. There's all sorts of legalities involved. They make the whole thing a pain in the butt. So, this is the hive that we didn't do last week, so we're going to do it now.
Okay.
If we lift up the top super, I will grab the bottom super. If the bottom board's closed, clean, then we'll just flip them. If not, I'll dump the bottom board. There's dead bees there. Clean enough. Go ahead, put it on. There's some towards the back, but that's enough for housekeeping to take care of it. Okay. Come on, girls, not near the edge now. We're in the first week of April, and we have a long, rough winter. Some of the people down south are seeing, tons of swarms already. I don't think we're quite there. Traps are up with their signage.
Unfortunately, they don't seem to be able to read English.
Yeah,
We have to teach them
unfortunately,
English.
they do not read English. Okay.
Just like we don't
I'll tell you
understand Buzz.
what, button this guy back up.
All right.
I'll start on that one over there. Ain't that a shame? Good sugar supply. A lot of bees in this area. We could use the smoker over here soon. It's clouding up and they're getting a little not happy that it's clouding up. Crazy thing. The smoker's almost about out of smoke, but this is the last hive, so
Good timing.
yeah. It'll somehow get a second life of smoke when we take it back to the house.
Always does.
Always does. A little bit of honey, a little bit more honey. Yes, it is. A little bit of brood, a little bit more brood.
Next one has more brood on it too.
Good.
And the next one has even more brood on
And the
it.
empty cells are either nectar or larvae, so that's fine.
Right.
All right, we're good on this one. I don't think they're
Okay.
ready to... Oh, wait a second. I'm gonna go one more frame over.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw.
Saw something down there that
Uh-oh.
looked interesting, but it's just bird comb.
Okay.
Eggs, larvae, and more brood. Okay. Happy bees. Okay, we have sugar, bees. Everybody seems happy. Everybody's raising brood. We've swapped a frame of brood into our weak hive. Hopefully they have enough bees in there to cover it and keep it warm. Not that it's getting that cold now, but they still need to keep it up there around 90 something. So we wrap up another day at Buzz Park. We are still holding at 7, which is what we came through the winter with. Everybody seems happy. Everybody has food. So remember to like and subscribe if you like what we're putting up. And we'll see you next week or whenever we get back here again from Buzz Park. Goodbye.